So, if in all honesty, let me find out from you. Can you confidently say you are set for the future? If you're in an 8 to 5 job, could you look at it and say, I'm so set, all I need to do is retire and life is going to be all rosy after? I doubt if anybody will confidently say that. In this video, I'm going to give you some reasons why I believe we have to take a critical look at our financial future, especially those of us who are in an 8 to 5 job now, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. So join me in the video, and then we'll have this very, very interesting, very, very, very important discussion. Hello there, my name is Jerry Helm, and yes, you're welcome to Fruitful, FRTFL, Fruitful with Jerry Helm. And what do we do here? We have just one mission: to get you thinking multiple streams of income, multiple streams of income, multiple streams of income. So I asked the question, are you sure you're financially set for the future? Yes, you in that 8 to 5 job, you've worked for like 5 years. And I know you've been saving. I know if you're an organization which is well run, you would have a system where there are funds that are put aside on a monthly basis for you and all that. It looks like a good plan, and I think it's a good plan. I'm not against having good organizational systems that help you save for the future, but I honestly think there is danger ahead. Yes, there is danger ahead. I'm going to tell you why with a story. So I'm going to tell you a story that someone narrated to me. So this chap said he used to work in the banking industry, and he used to have some bosses he looked up to. And one of these days, he said he came across one of his bosses who had retired, because people my age, we've got about just about a decade or more to go before we all go on that mandatory retirement. And he said when he saw his former boss, the man didn't look like the way he knew him when he was in the industry, always looking good in his shirt, his tie, his suit, looking very good. But when he saw him, he said he had a conversation with him. And things didn't look all rosy. Things didn't look rosy at all for him. So he found out from me. He called me and said, "What's going on?" And I started explaining to him the challenges that are ahead, which we've not been told about. We've not been sold the truth. As a matter of fact, I dare say we've been sold a lie. And what is the lie? Work hard, retire, and live the rest of your life in enjoyment and in peace, and go sit by a riverside and sip some drink. And no, I don't think so. I think the reality is far from that. And I think recently it was my friend who sent me, he's in the medical field, sent me an interesting WhatsApp that a senior doctor who had retired has sent to him. And I thought it was quite interesting that this senior most doctor was literally saying something like he has to work for the rest of his life because his retirement plans didn't look like they are working. I'll pull that. I'm going to pull that WhatsApp and read it verbatim. I might omit some stuff just so that you wouldn't know who that is and all that. But I'm going to read as much as possible so that. So this is what the person said. Charlie. And you know, if you're out of Ghana, you wouldn't understand. Charlie in Ghana means, hey, or yeah, you. I mean, Charlie is, everybody's Charlie. So he said, "Charlie, just yesterday, Christmas Day of all days, I met one of my professors from medical school who is retired," and he put the retired in quote, "who is retired now, but says he has to work," and in quote, "for money till he dies, all because of some the government policy that messed people's retirements up, all because of that policy to his retirement investment." And then the person adds 2 emojis: the broken heart, the heart that has, the red heart that has a break in the middle, and then the face palm, like, that. So there's something someone sent. So this is real life. I'm reading what somebody said. This is the reality on the ground. This is the reality on the ground. People want us to believe that, oh, you just need to work. And why am I even concerned about this? Listen, so long as you are actively working, this is the time for you to think about beyond the 60 years, because you are in all likelihood going to survive 60. You're not checking out before 60. You're going to survive 60. So you must start planning for 60. And I'm saying that your pension is good. Your provident fund in your organization is good. But then there is still more you can do. So at this juncture, let me pause and let me make this statement. You know, I have what I call the 3 income stream theory. I believe each and every one of us needs at any point in time to have 3 streams of income. 3 streams. Number 1, regular stream of income. Regular. What is a regular stream of income? Regular is your monthly salary. It is your weekly allowance. It's that thing that comes regularly. So you're able to plan with it regularly. You know that at the end of every week, at the end of every month, I don't know your whatever the time you're paid, but of course, monthly salary falls under regular. But beyond the regular, you should also have what I call the irregular. What are irregular salaries or irregular flows of income? Irregular flows of income are income streams that come to you, like the name says, irregularly, but then they come. In a given year, whilst you're having your 12 monthly regular income flows, you should also make it a point to open yourself up for some irregular flows. Irregular flows. So occasionally, you should be able to open yourself up for your friends to come to you and say, oh, guy, there is this thing that we can do together. We'll make some money. And then you should be able to invest some money into it and then turn something around. You should open yourself up to an irregular flow of income. Why am I stressing on this? We who are in the 8 to 5, it becomes like a blockade in our mind. Go to an 8 to 5 guy who is expecting his salary at the end of the month and put a deal before him. He's not too excited because at the end of the month, he's going to make some money. He's going to receive some money. He doesn't realize that money he's making, he could do much more. But, at the end of the week, we go sit somewhere, have some drinks with my friends. What is it? Why should I stress myself? More often than not, one of the sicknesses of being in a regular, good 8 to 5 job is that it blocks your mind from opening yourself up for irregular flows of income. Irregular flows of income. It blocks your mind. You're unable to think beyond that. Your guy brings a deal that you should think through. And you see, one of the advantages you have as an 8 to 5 guy is the fact that there is money coming at the end of the month. So if you could pull some of that money into that deal your friend or you came across, you could generate an irregular flow of income. Occasionally, it's there. What does the irregular do? The regular, I tell people, use it to pay bills. Use the regular to pay bills and then put some aside. But then the irregular comes and then you can also put it into other projects. I said 3. So what's the third one? So don't forget regular flow of income, irregular flow of income, and then what I call the uncommon flow of income. Uncommon flow are big deals. Open yourself up for big deals. Call someone who is an 85 and even introduce him to a safe big deal. He'll still find an excuse. Oh, child, I'm tired. Oh, after work, I have to go sleep. We don't open ourselves up for deals like that. And that for me is problematic. The doctor, he's not a doctor. I'm just reading it well now. He said one of my professors from medical school, who is supposed to be on retirement, but now the guy says he has to work for money because his retirement plan didn't work. The retirement plan didn't work. He's not a bad professor. He's a good professor. He's done his job. He should be home sleeping. But he says he now has to work till he dies because his plans didn't go to pass. It didn't come to pass like the way he's expecting. So for me, that is a key. I say there is danger ahead, and that's the danger I'm talking about. We've been sold a lie, and we've bought into that lie, and we are running with it, and we believe all is well. No, all is not well. There is danger ahead. Plan for it now. That picture of, you retire in peace, and then you, after 40 years of working, retire in peace and go live on your savings, it's a fallacy. It is a fallacy. You are not retiring in peace and going to live on your salary. Your bills will rise. Bills will rise. And I'm not saying necessarily so because of medical conditions. You could be as fit as a fiddle after 60 years and your bills will still rise. You know, one of the bills that even didn't occur to me until I was talking to one of my senior colleagues who's on retirement. He said when he was in full-time employment, going to work 8 to 5, Monday to Friday and some weekends and all that, his family members never really had access to him. Then all of a sudden they heard that he's now at home. Now they keep coming to him. He's at home. He's accessible now. So every morning he wakes up, family members have come. We need money for bills. We need to go pay this. And it's like, now I'm not working. And you're like, but when you're working, you're a big man. You have a lot of money. You saved a lot of money. So I didn't even think of it until this, my senior colleague was telling me, bills would rise. Your bills would rise. You can say, now you're not going to work Monday to Friday, so you will save on fuel. Trust me, your bills will rise. Your commitments don't really change like that. The only commitment that changes is you going to an 8 to 5 job. But your outdoorings, your weddings, your engagements, in fact, they will become more. And now that they know you are home, in fact, they will even give you a lot more responsibilities. Right? They're going to send your nephews and your nieces to you. They're going to send you. Grandpa is at home now. By that time, you're a grandpa. So if you are in an 8 to 5 job now, you are in a good job, this is the time to be thinking about it. Patience and savings are good. But the truth is that they will not make up for more than 50% of your current monthly income, right? Your pensions. And because of advances in health, let's consider that as well. Because of advances in health, life expectancy has been increasing over the decades. Life expectancy has been increasing over the decades because of advances. Now there are better medicines there. Now we are more conscious of our health. I mean, when I hit the road every dawn to go do my exercise, I see a lot of, elderly folks also exercising. You ain't dying now. You must prepare for it. You could be going to 90. Can you imagine 30 years after retirement? By that time, your pensions would have, come on, my guy. So let's face it. It is estimated that over 65 years, those who have 65 years now, right, that it would increase by 50% between 2016 and 2039. It will increase by 50%. Those who are going to be over 65 years. A lot more 65-year-olds and above will be available by 2039. They are not going anywhere. We're increasing the numbers though. So it means that you would in all sincerity, you could live longer, but with a poorer quality of life. That is the worry. It is not as if you retire at 60, you're dying at 61. You could go to 80. So these are realities we must face. We must talk about them as a nation, as a people. It's a conversation that must be had. Someone must make it topical. That is why we're talking about it here on this channel called Fruitful. We would make sure that we talk about it. So now that I've painted the bleak picture, what is the way forward? What should we do? And I think the key is what I said from the beginning. Create as many streams of income as possible while you are still in active work. Create as many streams of income as possible. Regular, irregular, uncommon. Create as many streams of income. Be a little open, and that is what I keep advising those of us who are in full-time employment. Be a little open, not too much. Just be a little open. Be a little curious. But there is this thing about us where immediately we got the 8 to 5 job, we thought everything is solved. So we don't even open ourselves up to deals. We don't even read the papers to see if there are little deals you can invest in. People are even coming to you with good deals. And you're not bothered. Why? Because at the end of the month, you're going to get your salary. I think the way forward, the first thing you should do is whilst you are still active, create as many streams of income as possible. And how would you even start that? I think one of the ways you can do this is, so I told you about the 3 streams of income. The cardinal rule should be that you always create more regular flow of income. Of the 3, the idea is to push the irregular into the regular, the uncommon into irregular and regular, so that at the end of the day, you have a lot of regular monthly, weekly, fortnightly flows. That is what I'm saying. So if along the way you won a big lottery, let me use that as an example, it becomes an uncommon flow, right? I'm saying that pick that uncommon flow, invest it in such a way that it will create irregular and regular streams. If you do a deal outside of your regular and you make an irregular, invest it in such a way that it will give you regular. Your life should be such that at every point in time you are receiving regular flows of income. That is what I'm saying. At every point in time, you should be receiving regular flows on a monthly basis. What I tell people always is, let not one stream of income end before another one come. They should just interweave, and they should just be intersecting somewhere. You receive some money before you finish spending, another one comes, and all that. There are ways you can do that, right? We will talk about some of them eventually, real estate and all these other ways that you can go about it. If you don't need the money instantly, I think you should always invest it. If you don't need the money instantly, I think you should always invest it. If you make, whether you make it from irregular or from uncommon, I think you should put it into some kind of fund, some kind of investment that would help you. And then also, I think you should not. I was going to say don't retire. I actually mean don't retire. But of course, if you are working for an organization which is not yours, at the age of 60 or 65, they will retire you. Now, whether you like it or not, they're going to write to you and do a party for you and say, bye-bye, I won't see you. You can pass by for occasional conversations, but I are no more here. All I'm saying is, plan for your after 60 retirement, that you won't retire, but you would work. And we live in an age and a time where there is absolutely no way why you should retire and go and sit at home. No way. You can retire, or they can retire you at 60. But when you get home, the next day you should be working. The next day you should be working for yourself. What am I going to do? All the knowledge you acquired in your 40 plus years of working, turn it into a consulting firm. Turn it into a consult for your former organization. If you're a banker, become a banking consultant. Whilst you are in a banking industry, which of the schedules or which of the departments were you unexpecting? Become a consultant there. I don't care where you work, so long as you acquired knowledge. In fact, you could be the one who becomes a generalist in the area. Advise people, let people call you and charge them for it. It's knowledge you are given. So forget retirement. I hear young people say, oh, I want to make big money and then retire early. I'm saying don't retire. You want to retire early. I mean, you're going to be 80 something years. You want to retire at 40? And in the 40 years are going to live, what are you going to do? Trust me, this early retirement and all those things we read some decades ago, they are fallacious. I'm telling you. They're fallacious. They are just people who are trying to push their dreams on us and all that. No. You should not plan to sit at home and become a vegetable. No, you should be active. Research has shown that people who, after even 60, they are always using their brains. They live longer. They have a better memory and all that. But if you want to, after 60, go home and go sit, there is danger ahead. There is danger ahead. I'm telling you, there is danger ahead. Another thing you can do, tap into your creativity. Tap into your creativity. Whilst you were in active employment, what are the things that you could do over the weekend or in your leisure time to help you out? Those are things that you should necessarily tap into them. They could become good money income sources for you. They could be some irregular sources for you. There is nothing wrong with that. You love photography. Why not? After 60, become some guru. Open up a website and put your images there and then monetize them. Whatever. You like cooking? Why not? Why not? Set up some catering services. It could serve you well. You could be, catering to the young ones. You like, I don't know what it is, but I'm saying tap into your creativity. And I have said it many, many times, that when he put of himself into us, he put of himself some of his creativity. Just that he didn't put all of himself in one person. For some, he gave the artistic gift. For some, he gave this gift. For some, he gave that gift. For some, he said, you would be good in music. Some, he said, listen, you would draw. You would tap into your creativity and monetize it. That could also become a very good source of income for you. The third thing I think you should do, whilst you are actively working, create the right partnerships. Create the right partnerships. I cannot say this enough. And I would use myself as an example and say it was one of the things I didn't do well enough when I was in an active 8 to 5 jobs. Of all the places, I didn't create the right partnerships. Because not everybody is going to be in the 8 to 5. We accept that. There are some who are going to be out of the formal sector. What those people have are good ideas. They have time on their hands, but they might not have the financial means to push the ideas through. That is where you come in. That is where you come in. When it comes to right partnerships, that is where you come in. What are you going to do? You are the one who is going to position yourself as being a shareholder, a stakeholder, a partner to the business idea, just that you won't be doing 8 to 5. Let the one who has time go and do that, because when it's entrepreneurship and you are starting from the beginning, trust me, it's not 8 to 5. It's like 8 to midnight and beyond and all that. He has the time. You can join in after your 8 to 5 job, but you will be the one who is using your stability to be cushioning the business. So for instance, let's say you are earning $5,000, right? A month. A guy, your friend comes with a brilliant idea that you trust would work. I'm saying, why don't you pay him $1,000 out of your $5,000 so that it cushions him? So that whilst you are doing your 8 to 5, your 1,000 is also working here. You never know. Before you know, this business is boomed. It could start fetching more money. And then that is when you can easily leave your 8 to 5 and come here. Right? So right partnerships are very, very, very important. Right partnerships. Don't forsake the people who come your way whilst you're actively working. Because you have a job, they don't have a job. Some of the people who even come are your own colleagues, people you went to school with. And by some means, you have a job, they don't have a job. And then they come to you. I'm not saying jump into every deal. Of course, risk is there, so you want to always analyze and do a good checks and, because before you jump. But I'm saying all you who are in the 8 to 5, open yourself up just a little to irregular and uncommon flows. Don't be too fixated on your 8 to 5 and for you not to even look elsewhere. And when people come your way and come with brilliant ideas, you tell them, oh, Charlie, I really don't have the time. I don't have the time. You never, ever know. I look forward to my senior colleagues who have retired 10 years ago. I don't envy them. I don't. Recently, I met one at a car wash. He was washing the same car that he left with 10 years ago. Right? And he's looking at me and going like, oh, wow, man, if I had money, I'll buy one of your cars. I'm like, oh, yeah. But he's trying to tell you that where I am, that is it. So you think about it. Are you sure you're ready to retire with your regular? Or would you open yourself up a little? Because there is danger ahead. It's a danger of pandemic proportions. Just that nobody talks about it until it is too late. Until you wake up one day and you have 2 years to retirement. And you look up in the sky and say, what am I going to do in the next 2 years? When I retire after the next 2 years, what am I actually going to do? What good am I to the society? How do I extend this lifestyle or this life I'm used to? And the worst time to start looking for this opportunity is when you're actually on retirement. The best time is when you are at work, right? Someone said the best time to have planted a tree was 10 years ago. The worst time, right, would be today. But then it's still the best time to plant. Why? Because if you don't plant today, you're still going to go behind. So plant a tree now, right? And then, because this is fruitful, I will not end without telling you. The fruit tree doesn't only bear one fruit. The average fruit tree doesn't only bear one fruit in its lifetime. If you leave it, it will bear more fruits and bear more fruits. So don't be too concentrated on just one source of income. Think about it. And if this If you found this video useful, as always, I'll say check out the others that are on this channel. What do I say? Like it, comment on it, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and so that anytime we drop a new video, you would. But then drop your comments. I'm interested in your comments. What plans do you have? Let's have a bigger conversation around this, because whether you like it or not, there is danger ahead. Thank you for watching Fruitful.